Thurman, welcome to the show, my brother.
All right, appreciate it, man. How you been?
I have been good, but I'll say this. I'm down in Louisville, Kentucky, and although there's been serious heartache dealt with my family, I'm not in the trenches. I'm not in Buffalo this time. So let's jump right in. And I just want to know, as a black member of the Buffalo community, what was your initial reaction to the news of the racist mass shooting?
Well, my initial thought about it was that let's just be a limited number of victims that would be down there. And as soon as that happened, I kind of recalled in my mind, oh man, I've been down that street and been to that Tops over 100 times. And I have two adopted daughters that live down probably 3 blocks from that Tops, and they go to that all the time. And so after we finally we landed actually, and because we were coming from out of town, and got all the phone call, all the texts and everything, and it was scary. I mean, I wanted to take a ride down there, but I know in the situation that I couldn't. So I just wanted to get home to the rest of my kids, Patti and I, and just try to find out more information of what's going on. And obviously, a day or two goes by, you realize that there have been 13 victims shot, 10 that were killed, and black, and in a neighborhood that, like I said earlier, that I've been in. So. And I have a lot of friends down there. And so I really want to get back to the house and see my kids and really try to find out more information, because I know you never really kind of prepare for these things. I mean, you don't expect them to happen. I look all across the country and, they're happening in California, they're happening in Texas, in Florida. You would never think right here where I live, where I've spent half of my life. I just thought about that the other day. I just turned 56 a couple of days ago, and I've been in Buffalo for 28 years. That's half of my life. And the friendships, the community, the people that I've been involved with, man, they're important to me. They're important for this community. And really, coming from down south, up here to up north, they're important to me. And they're important to my family. And so, but, my wife and I cried. We shed tears with the kids and found out that our 2 adopted daughters were okay down in the city. So it's all the way up in this point. It's been a rough time.
I bet. And man, I trying to empathize, and it's just, it would be unbelievable to me. I spoke to people. I spoke to Jeremy Kelly with the Bills, and he was worried about his dad. His dad lives a half a block from there and walks there almost daily. And so I cannot even put myself in those shoes, having 2 daughters so close to the action. And you guys hopped right into action, and we'll get to that soon. But I just want to know, and this is just me being inquisitive, and you live in this bubble when you're playing for the Buffalo Bills. We lived in this little bubble, but you lived half your life in Buffalo. Has racism affected you or your family during your time in Buffalo?
It has not. It has not. But being out there in the spotlight, and me having a white wife, but my wife, my kids, we go to the neighborhoods. We don't shy about that, and Patti has really grown into just an outstanding advocate for the Black community. I mean, sometimes I look at her, I'm going like, should you be taking some shade off or something? Because you're all over the place, but you're right about everything that you talk about. And I have not, but I have heard whispers of it in the area. My family and I have not come across that. I don't know any Bills players recently, but I did know that, back in our day, Bruce Smith had some problems with that. So, and if you want to talk to him, I'll let you speak with him about that. But I have not. I don't allow that. And when there is a situation out there that I can be a part of, hey, it's me, it's my wife, and it's my 4 kids. Well, 8 kids. They don't allow it to happen. They will step in. They will say something, because we're all trying to do something right. We're all trying to be like the best that we can be. And in order for you to do that, you have to help other people. And
Right.
that's what my family and my foundation is all about.
Yeah, and that's great. And I'm glad to hear that you have not been affected by racism in Buffalo. I just found this out recently, and I grew up in Cincinnati, which is historically a very segregated town. And I just came to realize that Buffalo is the sixth most segregated city in the country, which, like I said, you just live in this bubble, and you live in this bubble in the facility where no one cares about race because we're all there for a mission. And really, the white people are the minority amongst the teammates. And it's just different from the rest of the city and the rest of a lot of societies that we live in. Do you see this as a moment in time that can unify the city and really put a light on, you know, what we need to do moving forward to change things?
Yeah, I really do. And you know, you always talk about, you know, like what's going on in Ferguson right now, and what's going on in other cities that you've seen this in. I really do think because it's Buffalo, and because Sean McDermott, Josh Allen, the entire team have been out in the community. The Sabres have been out in the community. You know, this is how it used to be when we were here, because we were out in the community. And we had some pretty good success. Not the success that, you know, we want to have as a Super Bowl champion, but this is what this team is doing. I feel like this is a group that can really bring the city together. And I think you will see some changes. I talked to a lot of local officials here, obviously Mayor Brown, Majority Leader Crystal People-Stokes, April Baskins, you know, so I know what is happening down in that area, and I guarantee you it will get better. I mean, just think about this, Eric. East Side, one grocery store. That's it. That's it. That right there should tell you a lot that more needs to be done. Right. And I think it will be done because I know a lot of the people at top because I'm in construction, but I know a lot of people at Wegmans, and they're looking at this going like, this should not happen. This should not happen. We should have more in this community. It would bring jobs. It would bring the people together because a lot of people in the Buffalo area, especially on the east side, they need help. Right. They need help. And to have one grocery store right there says a lot about that area and a lot about how we need to be better as a community. But I do think that this definitely will bring this community together, east side, north side, west side, south side. Well, I think we're all good because you're seeing it on television, how this community can be loved.
You're absolutely right. And that would be my hope, that this becomes a unifying experience in the midst of extreme tragedy. How can someone like myself, a white man, but someone who really cares about this city of Buffalo, what can I do to help?
Well, I mean, there's a lot of things you can do, but you know, one of the things that we started our foundation 5 years ago, and this Sunday, you know, we pledged $10,000 to from our foundation, and ever since then, you know, at this point now, I think we've raised over right at about $200,000 since Sunday. Wow! And it's been amazing, you know, to see like the people coming together. You know, right now, what the people need right now is food. They need food because that was their only source of getting, you know, milk, eggs, whatever it was. That was their only source. So I think with that, all of that is taken care of to a certain point until they have to open that store back open again after they finish the investigation. So, you know, what I would do is that, and trust me, I've been in this community for 28 years. And the one thing that I want people to do is to trust Thurman Thomas and his family foundation. I don't, all of these monies are going to the families and the communities. And that's one of the reasons why I've been here for 28 years, because I want to build that trust within the community, knowing that you can count on me. Okay. That's what I want to do. And that's what we've been doing. And you can go to give.thurmanthomas.com and you'll see all of it on there written out. You know, every dollar matters. Every dollar donated is appreciated. And the fact that we're still here. We're still going through some tough times. If you go there and just help a little bit, that would be great. Eric, I know you have a great following there where you live, but you also have a great following here in Buffalo. Everybody loves you here. And I know that you're going to do the right thing to, help this community out, because you come back. I mean, you call the Bills games. I feel like I played with you a little bit because, we've become really good friends, and I've gotten to know you a little bit more, and I'm still waiting to get my invitation to come up to the Kentucky Derby, but we'll talk about that a little bit later. But no, that's what you can do, man. Give.thurmanthomas.com.
Well, first off, you have an invite for the next Kentucky Derby. I promise you that. Jim came down this year,
Right.
and we had a really good time, but you are invited next year. I want to emphasize this to all the listeners out there. Thurman and Patti, with their foundation, there's no management fee with this money. So every dollar that you give, there's no percentage taken out. All that money is going to go help the community, and they will direct it to the concerted efforts. Right now, the food pantries and everything, they're being overloaded, but similar to when someone passes and everyone floods them with flowers and gifts. Well, a month later, no one's there for them when someone's husband passes and they can't cut the grass because they never done that. This money will be a prolonged effect as well. And so we will put a link to that in the show notes, give.thurmanthomas.com. I'd love to emphasize the fact that there's no money going to be taken out along the way, and it'll all go to helping during this time. And me and my wife, Leslie Thurman, we'll put up 10 grand as well. We will make that happen for you guys. And in anything I can ever do, the way that you have treated me since the second I got to the Bills has been truly special. And a guy named Jeff Ruby came on my podcast one time, and he said, always give back to the communities that helped you be successful, to get you where you're at. You support those communities. Well, the city of Buffalo changed my life forever. The way they welcomed me, the way the Bills paid me, the Wood family will have generational wealth because of that. So the least we can do is support during this time. So we'll match that 10 grand as well. For everybody listening out there, I know you wanted a full podcast with Thurman Thomas. We will get that done. We will dig into his story. We will dig into what made him so great, what makes him the man he is to this day. We will do that another time. This was not the appropriate time for that, but we will get that done probably in the next 4 or 5 months. But Thurman, I want to thank you for the impact that you're having on the community, what you've done up until this point, and then leading the charge on this, because from the second this happened, you were one of the first people I went to on social media to say, man, what can we do to help? And so that was why I reached out immediately to try and line this up. So thank you, my brother.
Man, I appreciate it. Patti, my family, and everybody that's on the board of the Thurman Thomas Family Foundation, man, we really appreciate it, man. This is, it's been a little overwhelming, but you know what? I have to stay strong. My family has to stay strong, and the city of Buffalo has to stay strong. And I'll end it on this. The things that I'm hearing now that are coming out from the people who passed away over at the Tops is that most everybody that was going to that Tops was helping somebody else. Was helping somebody else. And that right there, when I heard that comment yesterday from a gentleman in Orchard Park that I talk to all the time, he said that he started crying. It almost made me start crying. And to hear that, that's what Buffalo is all about. That's what Buffalo is all about. All those people going to that store, helping somebody else. That's what we need in this country. We need more of that. And I appreciate you and Leslie, man, and your family, man. You, like I said, you've been great. You've been, when they mention Buffalo Bills, man, they mention Eric Wood just because of the great, not just a football player, but just a great person that you and your family are, man, and how much y'all mean to Buffalo. We really appreciate it. And we love you for that.
Yeah, I love you too, brother. And anything we can do to help further, you just let us know. I thank you for my time, for your time here today. The listeners, thank you for your time. We'll dig in with you further down the road, but thank you so much for leading the charge on this. You were a leader on the field. You've been a leader in the community, been a leader for your family, and you're stepping up now when Buffalo needs you most. So I appreciate that.
All right, man. I appreciate it. Love you, brother. Go Bills.
Love you too.